Morning, everybody, and welcome back into today's class. Today we're day number which one? 17, right? Yes, day number 17 we have on the data foundation page. So yesterday we discussed about the way that how we can get the data in the service now. So we see the top-down, bottom approach, ACC as well, and then we were discussing about the ServiceNow graph connector. So in simple, easy words, the graph connector is nothing but it is a pre-built APIs which help you to connect to the service now. It's a pre-built. So either you can make your own, that is too hectic, either you can use the pre-built APIs. This is a store app, means you can't get it easily in the PDI, so you have to be purchase it when you be on your client instance. Okay, so there are many graph connector given by ServiceNow. Okay, and we can install that, and then we can get the data from these tools directly in the service now. That's what is mainly it says. How it's work, it is there. And this will give you a little bit more clear picture. So these are my different tools. This is my service now. To connect my service now to this, I need a place, I need a medium. And that is my REST API, which is connecting, and this API are the pre-built. So if I go back here in my instance, and let's go to plugins. It's still loading. Okay, go to plugins. And I'm just putting the graph connector there. And you can see 113, 103 graph connector is given by ServiceNow. Graph connector for text 1, graph connector for AI, service connector for run 0, Honeywell CS, not boot. So what do you want? Which tool your company has, you can get it. If it is not there, then you can go and go for the store. And here you mention service graph connector here. Service connector for relics. See, what is this one? Policy is my this one, security. So if you want to get this one, just install this. Because this is a PDF, so we can't get it. Otherwise, we can just show you like this. Let's say this one. Enable. It says, if you see this, I was reading this thing. Graph connector for TX1 application integrates TX1 asset data with the ServiceNow CMDB. So it is just, you have to just when you download this, you have to just put the credentials, username, password, and the endpoint URL, the address, and you can connect it. So how the data come or how this process will? First, you have to import the data. It helps you in importing the data. Okay. Also, the good part is that it helps you in the reconcile because in this graph connector, as I say, these are the APIs. So everything is pre-built. The fields is already pre-decided. So it is easy for the reconciliation as well. So in this way, because we don't have this graph connector, so we can't show the guided setup. So we in this way, we connect with the API and then we get the data. The only benefit I will say of the graph connector is that it is pre-built API. Zero work need to be do if you want to go out of the box. But cost, yes, it has a cost. ठीक है जी, clear
Question.
यहाँ तक? Yes, go ahead, go ahead,
Question.
go ahead. Go ahead, yes.
Now, will all the service graph connectors work the same way, or probably it would be something different for example, AWS will perform something different activities, Dynatrace can perform something different, or it's a standard package built by
नहीं,
ServiceNow with these
it totally
so-
depend on the graph connector you're using it. See, ultimately, if you see, just leave the concept of the graph connector. If you see, these all are the big companies, right? Let me take this out in the bottom. Technically, if you see, these are nothing but these are the very big companies as well who sell their own products. So ServiceNow say that I build specific API for the AWS. It means in that API, I am giving a specific way of working as well, which only fitted for the AWS. So with the help of the AWS, you can't do the discovery of the Qualys. For the Qualys you buy, you have to build a sorry, Qualys graph writer only. So dedicated graph writer design built for a dedicated way of working. Over in the nutshell, you can say it can be standard because every graph writer work is to connect with the end point, get the data with the CMDB.
okay.
Clear, Vishal?
Now, yeah, just probably a further question on this. For
Mm-hmm.
example, we have AWS, what we said, right? Now it will only discover the infra part, right? Of the, maybe it's a server, what kind of server it is,
Mm-hmm.
right? What is the configuration of this particular server, and send it back to us.
Okay.
If we have something, maybe, if we want to probably put in observability or a monitoring for with app dynamics there or dynatrace there, we need another uh,
Graph connector, yes.
connector which
Yes.
will again talk to AWS in that way.
No, 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 no. So as I see that every graph connector is separate. After bringing the data in the service now, it is one CMDB. Now you can do anything. You want to monitor, you can put some monitoring stuff or kind of things there. But we are mainly discussing or concentrating about that is these as one or the different one. And what is the purpose of this one? To get the data in the service now. Okay. So if you want to do some kind of a monitoring, then it is a separate part. So you after coming the data in the service now, you can do anything. I remember that I read one blog or might be one post. BT, British Telecom, is one of the biggest customers who is using Dynatrace for their monitoring purpose. But Dynatrace itself is a tool which is used for the monitoring purpose. But if you want to bring the information from Dynatrace to ServiceNow, then you have to use the API, Graph Runner only. So don't get confused. Don't mix two things. AWS is separate tool. Might be my company is AWS. But if I want that, if I'm using, I want that information service now, then I have to do the build connection to get the graph connector for this one.
Okay. Further to that, if
Mhm.
with AWS, if what we are talking about, will it also get us the software information on that particular server?
Sorry, what information?
The applications installed on this particular server,
Ah,
it
ah,
will get
see,
everything. Okay.
see, uh, don't. I'm again telling this thing, Vishal. Graph connector is just a way. So if you remember, if you know, earlier the telephone came, right? How telephone get connected? The landline connected only with the wire, right? Now, if I'm shifting my home, I take the wire out from my previous home and go and put the wire in the new house and just request with the telephone exchange, hey, I changed it. Can you please update the number for me? That is what if this graph matter says. If you go, if you want to use it. I will connect with you. But now, if you notice, anywhere in India you roam, there is no need to be change the phone number. The MNP is there. That's what the graph matter. You go any city, just reboot the system, reboot your phone, and all done. So graph connector is just a API which help you connect these tools with ServiceNow. In the discovery, if you see this API exists, but we never discuss that part. We say patterns. Patterns, I can say kind of API which take information from you, go there and get the data for you. But because these are the external tools, these are third-party tools, you can't connect it like this. So we need a medium, and we need a standard medium, approved medium, verified medium, certified medium. So ServiceNow say use the graph connector here. Clear, Vishal?
Okay, I might have few more questions, but then I will
Let's move
probably,
forward. Yeah,
then, yeah, yeah,
you can send me a one-to-one message. I will try to be clear with it. Okay, not one-to-one.
sure,
Put in the group. Let's everybody see and answer it.
sure.
Okay, and that is what the purpose of a group I have. Now the third or the second last option to get the data is called Integration Hub ETL, and this is mainly used because we have a graph right on the place. See, when I say the graph connector, we're talking, say, we are considering this as a API. And when I say API, means it is a kind of a JSON file, a kind of a payload, right? In the payload, we have multiple information, more information, header, footer, X, Y, Z, and then it comes a message. Now the question comes, if I connect my graph connector with my service now, how I can get the information? Might be my payload, my JSON is getting 200 fields. How the 200 field will be mapped to my ServiceNow table. Okay. To solve that problem, ServiceNow bring a new product called the Integration Hub for ETL. Simple meaning of ETL is extract, transform, and the load. I remember when I was in Accenture 2013-14, I'm talking like 11, 12 years before now. So we have a dedicated team which work on the ETL. I said, what is ETL? They said, we're just making kind of pictures, diagram of they're bringing the data. So what the ETL says that if you have a large data coming, you can extract it, you can transform it, and then you can load it into the service, load it. That's what the integration hub says. So if for a single CI, I'm getting 100 of fields, but I don't want to store 100 fields in my service now, then use this ETL in the place. The only thing is that it come up with the transform maps as well. Means it will tell you that how to be or how to be mapped your. So in how it's work mainly, if I show you in this area, do we have any picture? No. Let me see if I can get any picture here.
Can we use any kind of ETL, or it's
No, service not have a
specific?
dedicated one.
Okay.
If you see this one, data, this is your transform engine, and this is your IRA rules, and it go. And this is what the ETL do here, which is transforming your data. Extract, transform, and the load. I know there's a many ETL tools are there, but it is integration hub ETL. Means it work or it come under the licensing of integration. So what I did, yesterday I searched for this one in the plugin, and I got it in my PDI. So just put ETL. You go here, see integration hub ETL. Now I will just go and search it. Under configuration, you will find integration hub ETL. We'll come this part later. Let me come on the slides first. Okay. So this is what the ETL, and ETL give you a kind of a user interface. It will allow you to modify the source data and map the target tables. When we say extract and say transform, when we do the transform, we say it's called the data massaging. I give a very simple example from the integration perspective. Let's say you are going to be integrate ServiceNow incident management with the BMC incident management. The first thought came, Atul, it is easy. Okay, you started that part. Now you're stuck. That BMC remedy is sending a state called assign to. But ServiceNow don't have a state called assign to. What to do? Tell me now what to do. You are integrating BMC remedy to ServiceNow, and BMC remedy is sending the state is called in progress. What you will do now?
We'll need to map those state accordingly what we have in our
But
service.
where? Where?
I think that goes via the transform maps, if I'm not wrong.
So transfer map to is just getting the data, nothing else. Transfer map say that okay, you are bringing data. I'm giving you the space. Put it. So this concept is called the transform, and we means what I heard from my seniors and their experiences. This concept is called the data massaging. You're getting X value, but that X value does not exist in your service now. So whenever this information come in the service now, and that's what the point is that before a data go in the actual service now table, we put the data in the dummy tables. Okay. So assign to is coming. We will keep them in a place called a staging table where we hold the data temporarily. Then we build our logic that if assign to is coming, should be converted to the in progress because in progress exists in service now, and then get it here. So that was the purpose of transform. Do the data massaging which you want to do. Okay. So ServiceNow graph connectors leverage integration hub for this one because the data is coming via APIs in the previous one. Before it go here, ServiceNow put a ETL in the between. देखो ये रहा, and then get it the work. Okay. The overall process is like this. First, define the data source, then map the import set, and this is the what is the do is the workable part that is uh, robust transform engine RT, which actually do your all work, process the payloads, and then update. Why payload? Because this is all data is the API format, JSON, not easily understandable by a human being. We can understand by seeing the JSON, but it's tough. And to do this particular part, we need three things. First, which application you are connecting. Let's say I'm connecting with the SCCM. Second, we have to do the mapping. And the third, we do the data source. In the SCCM, where do we go and find that? Give me the complete source name slash directories name kind of things. To understand this part, ServiceNow provide us that is called the integration hub map assistant. So if you come back here in the configuration, integration hub ETL, this is the place where we have to be defined it. Now, if I click on the new, you can see a complete kind of a guided setup. And many companies using this. So now you can see the complete step. Total 6 steps you need to be, 4 steps you need to be do. So it's a specific basic details. It means it's talking about this thing. Basic. Click on this. CMDB application. Because we have nothing as of now. And it's an application. You don't ask for that server. It's an application. So if we have kind of a business application, it will show here. On the basis that the name will come, let me say LNG Pathshala. Discovery source. Discovering why, which one. I said via service or the pattern designer. Okay. Name. LNGP. Description. Data source. From where this data will be coming. Your APIs or what. So let me show you if I can get some screenshot to understand that one. It is says ETL map assistant. Transfer map assistant. So this one. Provide the basics information. So if you see, this is a standard ServiceNow given by ServiceNow article. We'll just give a screenshot, nothing much. 6 years back, come on. Oh, still valid. And it say prepare the data before creating a integration hub ETL transform map. It means that if you have data in CSV or kind of a JSON, get it in a proper format. Because in the data source, you have to mention. Or if you have a JSON, then you have to make sure that this is in the right format. This one. And then you can get it. So once we've done this part, because it's a mandatory, we can't able to do anything. Even we can't make it mark as a complete. So once we set up the data source, okay, here, good, we have data source. Let's say example CSV, this one, and save, because we need a CMDB application name. It's giving error because this does not exist for us as of now. There was error handling this one. Chalo, mark as a complete, so good. Cool. Then prepare the source data mapping. No import set associated with this. Let's go back and see.
Your data source might not have a table associated.
Multiple things.
Create it, right?
Yeah, this is all PDI. So we don't have many things available. We even don't have a CMDB application as well. So next is this one. We have to do the mappings like this. That which transfer map we're going to be used to build this connection. Once that will be ready, then map the data to the CMDB and add relationship. That if I'm bringing this, which table it should go. It should work. So from the graph connector, AWS data is coming. Now, which classes it should go? Because in the normal transfer map, we just have one table, but here we have multiple tables. Where to go this information, to go this data. See, and then you can finally test it. So you can, might be, I can say, they don't have anything else. Prepare data. This one. In this, we have to be, and this is what is our import set. And I'm sure everybody in this class understands that what is the import set, transfer map import set. So this is what we need to be create, because in our previous step, our data source is not correct. It's, or there's no, or let me go here. CSV FTP test. देखो यहाँ पर मिल जाएगा ये रहा. So it says, okay, I have a data source. Yes, I have a data source, but definitely servers are missing. But there is no transfer map. Let me create. If it get created for me, LNGP, let's say source is this and map to computer table. And see, this is what we already do, right? How to make a transfer map. And now do the auto matching. This I teach in the admin course. Okay, now it's done. Let's save it and come back here. Okay, save. पता है, that's fine. Now see, no, it will not get because the servers are not working. So data source service is not working for us, right? So if I update this, so it is giving error because our this server is not working. And our import set table name is also missing. So things we have to make it. So it's say if you're done, you can see like this.
When we are saying the server is not working, are we talking about a mid server there?
No, for this data source, if you see here, ServiceNow say this is what the server name for you have. It's not a mid server. It is any place where you keep these files. Might be a SharePoint.
It's looking for the FTP server. You pick the
Yes.
FTP
Means
service, right?
it is just kind of a way that from where or
Yeah,
where
if you can
where
use
you're
the
keeping this file.
attachment instead.
I can use anything. If you want, I
Yeah.
can create my own
And
data
then
source
you
as
just,
well.
yeah, and then you just attach a CSV file there and it will get the data from that. If you're saying FTP, you need to give the FTP server information.
Right. Let me give import set table LNG Patshala. Okay. And let me. Okay, if you want this, let's do try something. This one. UTR computer, right? Import, update, create Excel template. So data source is like you're keeping at somewhere and job is running and getting the data for you. Okay, let's do this thing. Let go and attach this file. It's completely hidden trial and save. So we already have a transfer map here. Oh, why it's not showing?
That was for the FTP server. You have to create or attach the same one here. You have to reattach that, pick the same table.
Yes, so now I'll go for the computers. Submit. Now I can see, right? And let me do the mapping here. Field mapping, it's not showing. But why it's not showing anything in the field map to me? Okay, let's see if it is showing something here to me. No, let's not go for this one because we are missing a lot of things in the background. The purpose to tell you that yes, we can use it. We can tell our data source that what type of data source it is, and then we can get the data in the service now. And for that, we can use the integration hub. So here, the only thing is that you need to be create the transfer map as well. Or if I show you something more in the transfer map, this one. See. So we need to be see that the FTP server, the data source which you're using, is that any particular transfer map exists or not for this one. And then we can get one. So like this one we just created. Okay. So it says before, so if you read this one, we read it somewhere, right? That before you start your work, see, prepare your data before creating the transfer map. So you just make sure that your data exists in the data series format, in the attachment, in the CSV, in the JSON, anywhere. But that must be exist. And once you've done this part, so if I say, okay, data is coming now, I'm doing the class mapping here. That the data which I'm preparing, how it mapped to my class. So this is what you say, which class it should go. Like this. And you can put the condition. If you type is computer, then create a computer class. This one. So once the class mapping done, then under the class, we have to map the fields. That under the computer, if in my data source, I'm getting 5 fields, which field should go to which particular sorry, which field should map to the which field in the service now, because your data source is a temporary one. It's not a permanent one. It's a temporary one. And then we have to do the mapping with the data pill.
Do you mind
And then,
sharing that link in the chat, please?
yes. That is very a good one.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yep. It's a complete series here. And it's written by ServiceNow employee. So even they're saying previous step also. This one, how to prepare your data. So let me put in the chat window.
Thank you.
Okay, so ETL will help you to do this particular part and get the data in the service now. You can do via attachment, you can do via FTPs, put somewhere, you can do via JSON payloads, extract it, and then bring it. If I say there's another concept called the transfer map, which is a manual transfer map. So if we want to create transfer map manually, then we're doing the half of this portion. We're doing this thing and this thing manually. Like my customer says, Atul, I have a 200 CIs. Can you upload in the service now? Yes, I can do it. Create a transfer map, import set, create a transfer, import set table, data source, import set table, and transfer map. Your work done. But this will be used when you're getting from the external sources. Then this will be more benefited. A standard way of doing. So data source import set. This is part of our regular transfer map as well. So if I say like this, not data source, it's called the load data. If I do the normal, this thing, transfer import set, load data. Okay, create a class, LNGP. Okay, what is the file? CI computer, and start. You're getting a data now. Sorry, you're loading the data. So data has been loaded. Okay, and now create a transfer map. This is what the normal we do in this in the admin course as well. LNG Pathshala. Which table I want to map? I want to map with the computer table. Okay. Auto mapping, matching field. I'm not going in a detail because everybody is mature here. They know the service now in and out, specifically on this particular part. So this has been done. Click update. Run transform map. And your work has been done. So this we use when we do the simple limited data. We're not doing any data massaging here. So if you open the computer table now, we have 899 records. Now we have a double. See? Because we get the data in the service now. You can use the ETL for the non-CMDB table as well. Group, user, location, we can do, or you can use here as well. So to differentiate, ETL is mainly used when we have a CMDB data coming from the third party tools. So this is what we say ETL this one. Now, as it is an integration, so we have to be install this plugin. And there's a dashboard available. Believe me, this is something I was not aware before this course, which I came to like admin discovery, admin workspace. I was never heard. I never know, but now I know. So if I say CMDB, integration dashboards to see how your integrations are behaving, to see how the imports are running. Because it's just a PDF, we don't have any data. But think for a company like British Telecom, which I was giving example. Think example of the Orange. Think example of the Vodafone. Think example of might be Nifty, might be your Nasdaq stock exchange, might be your JPMC or JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley. These banks have a lot of sources to update their CMDB, and we as an admin need to be, we as a platform owner need to be know that where the CMDB is getting updated, it's all integration. So we have a dedicated dashboard here. So execution status and error status. And to get this, we have to be install this plugin. Question on the integration hub.
Now, with if we get different APIs such as AD, maybe SCCM, Intune, maybe AWS,
Mhm.
will will we need to create different, I think, what is it called, input
Yes,
files
yes,
for them, and then
100%.
will they will for example now maybe in AD would also get the same data, because the server is uh,
Chicana. So don't worry about that. The same data. For that, we have this thing. We have RE in the picture. Don't worry for that same. This will always there. Your reconciliation system will always be. See, RT is this one. Robust transform map. This is the same thing. This always there for you. Otherwise, you will always have a duplicate data if this does not exist. Bring data from Intune, SCCM, Dynatrace, AWS, Cloud, Qualys, anywhere you can get the data. Put the art in the picture, and it will work with our engine. I'm again repeating my words. CMDB is 70 to 80% is process, 20-30% is only technology. If your RE is wrong, your data is going to be wrong. In the class manager, CA class manager, if you're not able to put the right identification rule, it means you're breaking the door that anybody can enter. In the clubs, in the pubs, outside that, the bouncers are there. Why they stand outside? So that they can identify that no minor should go without adult supervision. If you remove that, then anybody can enter. Anybody can enter. Like I heard when I was in Bangalore, like a long back, that there's a few pubs where you can't go with the sports shoes. You can't go in the sneakers or kind of half pants kind of things. Why they have bouncers outside so that they can identify is anybody coming with this? No, you're not allowed. So this will be there. Just Vishal, think example of the biggest company in this in your knowledge. How big it can be. And do you think that they just have one source of CI? No, not possible. Multiple sources of CI. So they are having a data source, they are putting the art in the picture, transfer map, and finally, before it go to the actual service now, it has R in the picture. Why R is not showed here? See, in this tab, you will not find RE, but you find this thing, CMDB applications. Because we know that RE will run definitely before it go to service now. Clear, Vishal?
Okay, thank you.
Good. So this portion has been done. Now this is what we just saw, transfer map and import set. We created a data load CMDB computer table and bring it. Just a recap on this, that we can update the assignment group in the CI class manager. If you go here and so we can add the managed by, not the assignment group, managed by from the CI class manager. Or if you have CSGM on the place, then you can define that on the technology management offering, normal form, or via the service builder. This we'll see when we go for the CSGM part. Come on. Okay. So here, this we already discussed, so I'm not going to be repeat this part. This one, managed by group. So if you put the managed by group here, it will default go for CIs as well. But if you want to make a changes, so you can see here, you can do it via technical service offering, and that is a part of your CSGM, because ultimately your offerings, technical service offering, this one is linked with your service delivery system, that is your CIs only. Or via service builder. Same thing. Okay, it's not. We need to be see that what is service builder complete name here. So we can do it. So this is the way that we can get our data in the service now. And with this, we have completed the first part. Yes, it is the first part of our course, that is ingest. Let me come back to show you here. This portion has been done now. We see what are the ways and how we can get the data in the service now. Clear?
If I can ask a few questions there.
Yes, sorry, क्या कह रहे हो, Vishal?
I'm just saying if I can ask, few questions on this.
Good.
Right. For example, when we start a new project for CMDB now, right, what should be the first, second, third steps to go forward, right? Probably if they do not have discovery as of now, then we have, maybe the APIs that goes across, right? Where do we start? Do we start with, you know,
रुको.
getting the data? Okay, go ahead, please. Sorry.
No, you got question. I'm just searching. I'm bringing your answer on the screen. See. This is ServiceNow CMD maturity model. You're at this phase. Ad hoc, no governance, no document, no CMD initially. Start with some governance. Get the basic tables which you want to be monitored. This deck, you can get it from the Now Create, which is now replaced with the concept called the business, not business, best practices website. As you say that you are just starting the project, complete scratch, customer has nothing on the place. Then ServiceNow say, go only basic CMDB. And in the basic CMDB, just go for the basic classes like computer, router, network, and switches. Let me find out something for more you. Persona role configuration model. CMDB. This thing. Not this thing, might be. This can be work for you. How do we start? So these are the main areas which you need to work in the beginning. Do we have all? Yes. If you are very new in the system, then follow the scroll walk method. Crawling, go with the minimum tables. Walking, go with the more tables. My understanding says, my experience, I'm not understanding, my experience says CMDB is very vast for any customer. Okay, they don't know the power of the CMDB. And as it is a fresh implementation, so they want everything in one go, which is not the case. You have to divide that in the phases. Might be 2 months phase, 3 months phase. In the phase one, we just go for the 5 tables maintenance. Computer, router, switches. Phase 2, we will add the data on that. Managed by, support by, everything. Phase 3, let's bring the IR in the picture and get the discovery on the place. Might be just go for the horizontal discovery, start searching it. So this is the way that you have to develop it. If you go to the ServiceNow best practice website and just search CMDB implementation, you will get process guides there. Read that, you will get all understanding, Vishal. Being a consultant, that best practice website is a gold mine for me. And take my words, it's a gold mine for me. If you see, Atul, you're preparing this presentation, all the things from where you're getting these kind of pictures. My first place to go to now, that is best practice website only. Because why should I write again and again when I can get the support or help from the best practice site? Okay, Vishal.
All right. let me go
I'm
through that. Possibly, I would come
yeah.
back to you with more
I'm
questions
I'm
then.
I'm not sure that have you heard this now created best practice earlier, but this is a gold mine.
No, this is the first time, I'm hearing about, this resource then.
Let me do one thing. Learning/now create, and it will take me to the best practice site. What do you want, CMDB or let's say simple change management? What do you want, a presentation for the client for the whole change management process? You can see it here. Process guide, you can see it here. Starter stories, you can see it here. We're talking about CMDB. Chala. CMDB starter stories. Because to get the data, you need something. See, you will get a set of stories which is required to be start the project. And you can download it free of cost. You're talking about the discovery. In a day, minimum 2 to 3 times I use this website. Discovery starter stories, integration starter stories. See, Lata says mid server tool. Mid server. CMDB discovery success playbook. If you open, you will find the mid servers. Even here, they're giving the information that what to do with the mid servers. See, if you're not using it, this, if you don't know about this thing, to be blunt, to be frank, you are missing a good portion of service now. And it's not new, just to be updated to everybody. It's an old one. Since 2019, I know. Initially, they called it as a SIM, that is ServiceNow implementation methodology. Then they moved that SIM to the now create, and now they move the now create to the best practice site. If one more thing, let me give more clarity, because you and Anupam are the one who is having the most experience in this batch. Can you give me a project plan, Vishal, to implement ServiceNow for my customer end to end?
No, not as of now.
Might be Atul. If you give me 2 days, I can do it. 3 days, right?
Yeah, maybe.
But if I show you something here, mm, success pack ITSM. This is what ServiceNow tell. Let me log in for you guys now. Let me log in. Wait, give a minute.
Will this sign in only work with the partner
No, anybody
persona
can.
or okay?
You can use a personal as well. If it did not work with the personal ID, then you have to raise a case. So they can map your ID there. Uh, it's with there. But prefer to be use the partner ID. Yes. Started, initiate, plan, execute, deliver. What you need to be do. See, your complete project plan. You need a template in the kickoff meeting. Click here. Click here. You can see the templates as well. Everything is given by ServiceNow. And why I recommend this? Number one, the foremost, this is a single source of truth. Number two, it's a standard format, standard tasks, standard templates given by and built by and managed by ServiceNow only. It's not third party, it's by ServiceNow itself. I I never create any templates. I just go to NowCreate and download it and start using it. Modify, yes. See, what should Magento template look like? Here, come back. Define architecture, right? You can see these 3 lines, 1 line. Where it is gone. This one. Atul, I am a business process consultant. You can see these highlights. This is for you. Sprint retrospective. You need to participate. Create new stories as needed. Your BPC, you need to work done the workshops. Story refinement. Capture draft stories. It will say go to starter stories. Or search for the starter stories. See? Story creation guidance. Wow. Even leave this. You need to get a business case. Can't get business case. Technical. His experience. These are called business case as well. Kickoff meetings, something you will find it here. So you'll get the format for the business case as well. And this is what your work streams. Full length, all set. In a go. I'm sure if you explore this today or might be over the weekend, you will actually know that what I was telling today and why I'm calling it a gold mine. Okay, we shall clear now.
Yes, Atul. Good, thank you.
A lot of information.
Yeah, actually.
No worries, no worries. Okay, let's take a break. Let me stop the recording and take attendance now.